How do we solve a two-step equation? Well, first off, you ask yourself which side is the variable on. Where the equal sign is, it kind of divides the equation up into two parts, the left side and the right side. In this situation, the variable, this x, is on the left side. So that's where we're going to focus, okay? And then you ask yourself, are there two numbers there? Because if there's more than one number, we're going to have to make some decisions there. So here we go. There are two numbers on this left side of the equation. There's a -3, and there's also a +5 or +5. Get rid of the lonely number first, or the lone number. Um, in this situation, I would look at it like this. So -3 is really close to the x, so it's kind of like this is like a pair, and this 5 is off to the side. So how can we get rid of a +5? -5 on both sides. So 5 minus 5 goes away, and that becomes 0. 2 minus 5 is -3. And what do we do with this -3x? Well, we haven't done anything with it, so just bring it straight down. Now, we're left with -3 times x equals -3. This is just like a one-step equation. We've done those before, and so now since -3 is multiplying the x, we can divide it by -3. -3 divided by -3 is +1. And we'll do the same to the other side. -3 divided by -3 equals +1. There's our answer. So to recap the steps, first off, ask yourself which side is the variable on of the equation. Is on the left side or the right side? Then focus on that side of it and find out, are there two numbers on it? If there are, get rid of the lonely number first. You'll be using addition or subtraction usually, and then you'll be able to use multiplication or division to get rid of that last remaining number, and you'll be done. So let's take a look at another problem. Instead of sticking with something that's really easy, let's throw in some fractions. Let's go through the steps. Which side has the variable? Well, in this situation, it would be the left side of the equation. So we just isolate our viewing there. And the second step that we do is, or the next thing we would do is, does it have two numbers on the side? Please understand, this -1/2 is actually one number. Okay, this is one number. It is a fraction. So let's just think of that as one number, and 8 is the second number. Which one's the lonely number? In this case, it's the -1/2. So we can just add 1/2, and that's not too bad. -1/2 plus 1/2 is 0. And then we have to add 1/2 to this side. Luckily, we have the same common denominator, and so -7 plus 1 is -6/2. And -6 divided by 2 is the same thing as -3, so let's just go ahead and change that to -3. Pull down the equal sign, and we're left with x divided by 8 equals -3. After that, you just get rid of the number beside the variable. This 8's right beside it. What's it doing? Dividing. So we'll multiply both sides by +8. And we now know that x equals -24. So again, you start out with focusing on which side has the variable. If there's more than one number, you get rid of the lonely number first. Usually that's going to be using either addition or subtraction. And then the last thing is you're usually going to be using division or multiplication most of the time to get rid of that final um, number. Once you've done that, the variable is all by itself, and you know what it's equal to. Now we get to take a look at something called combining like terms. Terms are basically variables and numbers that are separated by a minus or plus sign. So here's the minus sign. So here's the first term, and here is the second term. When we say they're like terms, it basically means that they have the same variable after it. Okay, so 3y minus 8y, we would handle it the same as if we saw 3 minus 8. 3 minus 8 is -5. Okay, so 3 minus 8 is -5. So 3y minus 8y is negative 5y. You basically just take a look at the numbers in front. Let me clear this off for us. Basically, we take a look at the numbers in front of the same variables, and we go, okay, 3 minus 8 is negative 5. Both of these were y, so I'll just stick a y on there. That's how we combine like terms. So combine them if they have the same variable, these terms have the same variable by adding and subtracting, and pull down everything else. And then you take a look at whatever situation you have remaining. In this case, it's negative 5 times y. So there's no lonely number. This is the only one. We just divide it by 5, divide it by negative 5, and y will equal negative 5. A lot of negative 5s there. You're done as soon as this variable is isolated, and make sure that it's positive. If you want to know if you're correct, let me erase this circle part here. Take your answer, and this works on any equation. 3 times negative 5 minus 8 times, we know that y is negative 5. And if this works out to be 25, then we're correct. So 3 times negative 5 is negative 15. 8 times negative 5 is negative 40. And let's just go ahead and pull this subtraction sign up there. And remember, keep change, change. Negative 15 plus positive 40 does equal positive 25. So I know that negative 5 is the right answer. If you need extra help, there's problems in the book. We should have had practice on this in class. You need to come see me if you're really struggling with it. The good news is that coming up on the next class period, we're going to take a look at how to do away with these fractions and solve it a different way. But I wanted to give you a little bit of practice, like what you had on example 2 without this shortcut, just that way you know both ways. If you've got serious issues, message me and I'll try to get back with you as soon as possible.